They don't look dead, but nor do they look alive. I just really like kimchi,
He needs to stop talking to me about his gut biome. I'm going to murder him.
Welcome back to Learning the Good Life, where, despite some persistently wintry temperatures here in northeast Scotland, spring has undeniably sprung. And in amongst some spring cleaning, I find myself wondering things like, what weed is this? What the hell made that hole? And after months of not being used, will my brush cutter start? So we're going through seeds and judging what packets need to be planted when. That's our pile that can be going in the ground straight away. That's April, May, June onwards. What's that?
That's red Russian kale. That can go straight outdoors and in April, so that can go in that pile. And then, oh, these are my squashes. I'm so excited to do squashes again. Celeriac, let's see if that can come this time. Broccoli, that's green sprouting that everyone loves. That's Brussels sprouts. For Crown Prince that were brilliant last year.
Oh, they did grow well.
Yeah, and that's the big mammoth ones which tried.
Pumpkins.
Yeah. Purple sprouting broccoli. We love it.
Love the PSP.
That's the new hunter squash that I want to try. Brilliant. Aubergine Black Beauty. When's that needed? By the way, big up Chiltern Seeds. Love them. Look at their amazing book.
Oh, okay. Hi, Chiltern Seeds. Thanks for all the seeds and stuff.
I love them. Wild garlic, that is another project because I want to plant that down by the river. But
Quite funny that it's called wild garlic, but it comes in a packet. But sure. I definitely want wild garlic, especially down by the burn.
Yeah, Chinese. Chinese, and there's a different one in here as well.
I'm going to make homemade kimchi if we get a good crop of that.
Yeah, we can sow these.
I'm afraid I'm one of those ferment nerds.
God. Does my head in.
Also, I just really like kimchi,
He needs to stop talking to me about his gut biome. I'm going to murder him.
Which wouldn't be very good for my health.
And then look, I bought myself a seed book, but it's a joke
very nice.
because look, and then I've got all. It just hasn't worked, has it? But
name first, please, Rebecca. Would you please name a vegetable or a fruit for which you don't currently own seeds that we're going to try planting?
Oh, there are a few that
other than like kumquat.
Haven't got any sweet corn this year.
Okay. What really blows my mind is that all of the future food that we're going to grow and eat is contained here.
Yeah.
That's so much food.
Yeah.
That just blows my mind. You might think I'm stupid, especially if you've been growing for years, but I'm still trying to take pleasure in that side of it. It's just like mind-blowing. My mind is blown.
It doesn't take much, does it?
We're just doing a little mindfulness walk / potter, just checking in with stuff. So these are strawberry plants. These raspberry canes.
We've moved everything.
They were moved and we put them in. They don't look dead, but nor do they look alive.
No, I know.
So time will tell, I guess.
I think they are alive. I think that these are shoots off them. This is definitely shoots off them. So yeah, I think they are alive.
Hello. Okay. Oh yeah, that is.
I'd like some tayberries, I think.
Yeah. Tayberries, loganberries.
Yeah. And maybe eventually we could do a fruit cage here. I don't know.
Certainly.
We're going to attract loads of bees and wasps here though, Nick, with a shed. Can we fill these holes in actually before the summer starts?
Yeah, last year we got a massive bee
Huge
swarm and our local beekeeper came round and took them. So they'll be making, well, they won't be alive anymore, but they will have made honey.
I've said to Nick though, we should be keeping bees here. You're not as keen, are you?
I don't mind the thought of it, but I'm a bit scared to be handling them. But I suppose that's something you just have to overcome.
Yeah, and then these two beds really are super shady. So I think I might try these for the kind of lettuces and things to see if they can grow.
Expert gardeners, what should we be planting in these very shady beds?
Yeah.
Daffs on the bank, there are daffs on the bank. Yeah. It's our little bug hotel. It got filled up last year, so we're hoping it will again. I don't know what made that hole. Daff's on the bank.
Look at how sharp this is. seen the prickles on this?
Yeah, I'm aware of this one, Becky. You won't necessarily know this, but it's got me when I've gone past on the mower several times. It catches on my jumper.
It's horrible. I don't know what it is. This is just one.
Yeah. Anyone know what this is? Because this grows, we did trim it in the first year and it just grows back so strong.
Is it dogweed?
I don't know, but it's...
I don't know.
Basically, this is so nice. If you clear it down to nothing, see there's a bench there. This is the best view in the whole place. The land goes out to about there, almost where that dead beech tree is. And we want to clear it and have some, I don't know, gravel here. But this plant is so pernicious. Anyway, thoughts below if you're a keen de-weeder. So it's time to get the strimmer out. Now, to avoid confusion, some people say strimmer, short for string trimmer. Some say weed whacker, and these are the kind of machines that spin a nylon line round. These are used for lawns and soft vegetation. Then there are brush cutters with more heavy-duty attachments, like the cutting blade you see here. These are used for larger shrubs and undergrowth. Now our machine does it all, but we just call it the strimmer. Later in the video, I'm going to fix on a brand new attachment that I've been wanting to try for a while, a mulching blade, which should help tackle our overgrown brambles. Welcome back to the orchard. Now, today you may remember Becky and I were discussing in the Dying Orchard Rescue video extra jobs that needed doing. This is all going to get pushed back, lots of things to take down, lots of things up here to keep, but this is overgrown and we haven't tackled this since we moved here over 2 years ago, so it's time. So here's our Stihl strimmer. Everything we've got is petrol powered. We would love to be more, actually that's not true, the hedge trimmer is battery powered and I'd love to be more battery powered, but currently for the most part petrol stuff is still stronger, and battery stuff just wouldn't hack it. If you know of any Stihl quality products that are as good as the petrol version, please let me know. I am into being less powered by fossil fuels, let's put it that way. So yes, here's the strimmer. The thing is, it's not been used since I guess October would have been the latest it was used, and it's now March. So I know you're supposed to drain things down. It's not so much of an issue for the beast because that gets used pretty much all year round. The chainsaw miraculously started after, well, a good 4 or 5 months without being used. So I'm hoping the same is true of the Stihl, but of the strimmer. But we'll have to find out, won't we? Will it start? So the cutting blade did really well with things like broom and gorse here, but there was also bramble and it wasn't so good with those. It sort of just brushes up against it, doesn't cut through. Nylon line might have worked, but you'd go through a lot of it. So I need a third kind of attachment, one I've been wanting for a while. A mulching blade made by Oregon. Let's try it out. You need one of these things, so I keep it in a special pocket. It's easily lost, but you have to put it in to stop that from turning and lock it in place. And then, with a little bit of trial and error, you can get it unscrewed. You need to make sure that the right guard is on, so you need this big guard for this one. I'll never understand why it's the small guard for the cutting blade and larger ones for strimming and for mulching, but hey, I just do what it says in the books, do as I'm told. It's a very strong bit of kit and it makes the whole thing judder and vibrate. I might need to get the slightly thinner one. This is 4mm, there's a 3mm one which is probably lighter, but you can see it did the job. Now, in a second, I've got a sneak preview for you of the dead hedge project. We've made a start on piling up brush. But first of all, here's a message from my daughter who, unbidden by me, decided to make a little sign out of kinetic sand. And it instructs you to subscribe to Learning the Good Life. Please do as she says. Now, all these piles created by all the pruning and trimming happening around here lately are going to good use. Here we are piling everything up, ready to make our first dead hedge, which is going to go along the boundary of Camp Cookout. That will be the subject of a future video. Meanwhile, here's what you can watch next. More jobs getting ready for spring, tackling a giant overgrown beech hedge, trying to rescue our dying orchard with some major pruning, or perhaps you fancy a full-on tour of our 8 acres of beautiful Scottish homestead. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Learning the Good Life.